Good afternoon, YouTube, and welcome to the Piper Report. So it turns out that Emmanuel Macron, who is the candidate for the French presidential election, the establishment candidate, the plutocrat candidate, all that stuff, may have been involved in tax evasion. Now, I think most of us could reasonably conclude this just by knowing his background as a banker. Of course, he's going to know all the ins and outs of the banking system. It would not be hard for someone like him to do. He is blaming it, of course, on Russia. It is a Russia conspiracy to get Le Pen in there because Le Pen is synonymous with Trump, and they're both the same. So let's see if the Russian excuse will work for him like it did for Hillary, because we all remember how that turned out. Let's go over the article. Breaking news in the French election. On May 3rd, just days before the election on May 7th, investigative journalist William Craddock posted an article stating that documents indicate that Macron may be engaging in tax evasion. According to these documents, French presidential candidate Macron opened a company in the Bahamas with a bank that has been previously involved in tax evasion cases. Macron claimed he was not concealing assets or holding secret offshore accounts less than a month ago. The company was called La Providence LLC. La Providence is the name of Macron's former high school, where he first met his wife, who at the time was his high school teacher. Yes, she's like 60 years older than him, it looks like, but you can definitely tell the age gap between them. Macron denies the documents and claims they are part of a conspiracy. Conspiracy, what's going on here? Of obviously Russian network on France Interradio. Hillary Clinton made similar, and her theories were debunked by the U.S. intelligence community. Yes, we all remember that. It is Russia. It is Russia. Vote for me. It is Russia that wants Trump to win. Why does Russia want Trump to win? There's no way that Seth Rich was responsible for the DNC leaks. No way at all. French prosecutors described the leak as a suspected attempt to tar presidential candidate Emmanuel Macron. Well, I don't know about that one. I think it's I think it tries to even things out a little bit. If you actually look at French newspapers or any type of French media, you will see how in love they are with Macron and how they incredibly fear someone like Le Pen. So French prosecutors may be saying that, but of course they probably want him to win just as much because they are probably accepting bribes and money just like many other powerful people do. I found myself on the receiving end of a slew of tweets and messages, all written in French. Apparently, the French media are now claiming I, Jack Posobiec, of Rebel Media, am a Russian agent because I shared the link on my Twitter account. Ah, yes. Reminds me when John McCain called Ron Paul a Russian agent because Ron Paul didn't want to invite Montenegro in NATO, and all of a sudden he becomes a Russian agent. It seems like that is the go-to excuse. As soon as you do something that attacks or contradicts the establishment narrative, it is because you are obviously a spy, because you are obviously a Russian agent that only wants nefarious things to happen to countries, all under the guise to increase Russia influence on a globalized scale. France culture reporter Nicolas Vanderbeest said, "We cannot be mistaken, it's the Russians," and shared a picture of my Twitter account with no proof other than the fact that my name is Slavic. Stephanie Lamy, a writer for Denades.org, tweeted out that I was a conspiratorial and that I was brainwashing anyone who reads the information. Interestingly enough, despite going on a tweet storm about it, she doesn't offer a single piece of evidence to refute the authenticity of the documents. In fact, come to think of it, neither did Macron. Yes, that's how it always works. It's a lot easier to denigrate a claim or to attack and cast aspersions at somebody who's making a claim. It's a lot harder to actually distribute evidence that the claim is false, especially when the claim is true. And because of responses like this on Twitter that call it obviously Russians, it leads me to more believe that this is actually true. When you look at someone like Macron and the connections he has, I think it's safe to assume it is true. I would not doubt it for a second. I spoke to people on the board at 4chan who confirmed to me that the first place they saw the documents was on the deep web. Deep web is an untracked part of the internet where many people visit to post things anonymously. It also where Hillary Clinton and DNC emails were first found. But those are true, aren't they? But they're saying these are false. Let's see what else I got here. The signature of the documents matches signatures that Macron made on books and posters, and even other official documents. Minor information, such as names, contact numbers, fax numbers of specific bank and company agents, also matches information found from other sources. Just by reading that paragraph alone, I think you can really come to a reasonable conclusion of that this is not fake news, that this is not against a respected person, all because they want to denigrate his chances of becoming the next president of France. Gomez concludes, there is no reason to assume these documents are fake. She states, I would recommend that government investigators obtain a warrant to carry out further investigation into Macron's personal papers and correspondence, both written and digital. Yes, but that would never happen. That will never happen until after the election. If they even begin to do it now, or even give any type of credence to this claim that he is involved in tax evasion, you might find some dead people. Hint, Seth Rich. That in a nutshell is pretty much it. Okay, French people, please wake up. You have more proof now that Macron is a plutocrat. He's an established banker who breaks the law just as much as Hillary Clinton does. He is literally the Hillary Clinton of France. It's time to wake up. You can do it. You have 2 days. 2 days till the election. Do not vote in this douchebag, this criminal, this corrupt official who came out of nowhere and had the backing and the financing of the billionaire class. What does he know? Who does he know? Why is he so popular on elitists? Why is he so popular to globalists? Think about that. Look at his tax evasion, and I think you can reasonably conclude who you should vote for, who will be best for your country. And I'm done.